Two people, sisters, could have the exact same diet, same macros, same calories, and look totally different. But why? How is that possible? Coach Greg, and in today's video, we eat and train the same, but yet we look different. Oh, and did I add that we're sisters? And so clearly we should look exactly the same. No, who would think this? I quite literally have a twin brother. Grew up, did the same stuff, studied the same, trained the same, and so on. Yet one of us, my brother, way smarter than me, while the other guy, me, way stronger, had more muscles, and 3 inches taller. But even if it were true, if you do the same things, you have the same bodies, just listen to what she says. Wait till you see just how ridiculous her thought process really is.
This is my sister. We have lived together for the last 5 months, have eaten the same, worked out the same, aside from the fact that she's vegetarian and I'm not.
Okay, and so we eat exactly the same, other than the fact that she's vegetarian and I'm not, I eat meat and she doesn't. It's exactly the same. We're on the same exact diet. She's cutting and I'm bulking. We both train at night taking a pre-workout and she can get to sleep and I can't. I have no idea why. Well, you're taking hardcore stim pre-workout, which is loaded in stims, gonna have you amped up to train harder than last time. While she's on pre-pump, there's no stims, no caffeine. It's gonna help you get pumped up in the gym, but it's exactly the same. And so when you say you're on the exact same diet, except one is vegetarian and the other isn't, it makes no sense. We eat the same except that person's keto and I believe in high carbs. What? She's fasting while I eat 5 meals a day. It's not the same freaking diet.
This is my sister. We have lived together for the last 5 months, have eaten the same, worked out the same, aside from the fact that she's vegetarian and I'm not. And our bodies are still different.
And so let's just assume that they're actually eating the same. They're both vegetarian, vegan. They're taking in the same amount of calories. And so that is totally reasonable. It's totally possible. Two people, sisters, could have the exact same diet, same macros, same calories, and look totally different. But why? How is that possible? We're both working out the same. Well, how do you know how many calories you're both burning during your workout? Perhaps one is pushing harder. One is training harder than last time. The other is coasting through a workout. Two people can do the exact same program, says do 10 sets of 10 to 15 reps. One pushes really hard all the sets. The other one, not so hard. And so one over time is progressively overloading, the other isn't. And so one makes gains while the other stays the same. Not only that, has she ever considered NEAT, non-exercise activity thermogenesis. This is the number of calories that you're burning when you're not doing exercise. How do we know that one is not more active than the other? One could literally have ADHD, be hyperactive, be always fidgeting, burning up a ton of calories. If one has more energy, bops her head more, dances around more, fidgets more, is more hyperactive, has restless leg syndrome, they could easily be burning up 50 extra calories per hour and not even realize it. And in just 10 hours, that's 500 calories, that's 1 pound of fat per week. Over a year, 52 pounds. That could easily be the difference between one person being lean and the other one being overweight.
This is my sister. We have lived together for the last 5 months, have eaten the same, worked out the same, aside from the fact that she's vegetarian and I'm not. And our bodies are still different.
The next thing is, just because you live with someone, just because you know them very well, doesn't mean you know what they're doing when you're not around. And I'm not saying that this is what happened, but how do we know that one person doesn't suffer from an eating disorder? She eats the exact same diet and then goes to the washroom, visits the toilet. You know what I'm talking about. How do you know? Do you think they announce it when they leave the kitchen table? Hey everyone, I'm going to throw up. Of course they don't. Perhaps a few do, but for the most part, nobody talks about it, nobody knows. And so just because you live with somebody, or it's your boyfriend, girlfriend, husband, or wife, does not mean you know what they're doing behind the bedroom door. She could, for example, be taking GO2 Max or G-Shred, a fat burner. She might be on Clen, Adderall, we don't know. We don't really know people. And so just because you live with someone, just because you're friends with someone, you can't assume, they're natural. They would never do that. How do you know?
This is my sister. We have lived together for the last 5 months, have eaten the same, worked out the same, aside from the fact that she's vegetarian and I'm not. And our bodies are still different.
It really does boil down to genetics. And just because you share the same parents doesn't mean you share the exact same genetics. I know you think it does, but just use my brother as my example. I have brothers. I have a twin, fraternal. And so we don't have the exact same genetics. We didn't come from one egg which divided in two. We each had unique sperms which fertilized an egg, and so we're two different people. My twin, much smarter than me, but myself, perhaps taller, bigger, and obviously better looking. And I have a younger brother, Editor Steve, and notice, he has less hair than Coach Greg. We both raced bikes. We both did bodybuilding competitions. Some days he beats me on the bike. Other days I beat him. Just because we're doing the same training, we eat the same, doesn't mean we're the same speed on the bike. Doesn't mean we bench press the same, deadlift the same, or have the same size biceps. And so she may have been born with more fat cells. She might have more ghrelin. It might be increasing her hunger signals. She wants to eat more. And so just because she follows the same diet doesn't mean she's going to look the same. But listen, do you know how difficult it is to meticulously track calories to know that you're eating the exact same thing? And she quite literally said her sister is vegetarian and she is not. And so how do you have the same diet? How is that even possible? If you're eating meat and she isn't, how could you possibly be on the same diet? And so perhaps being vegetarian would be the answer. It's working for her. She's lost all this weight. But we all know that's not the truth. It's calories in, calories out. And so my suggestion, try adding in a Seco bar. High protein bar, 20 grams of protein, 15 grams of fiber, only 220 calories. It's 70 grams, 27% bigger than the last bars. This bar gonna help you stay full, satiated. You won't want to overeat. Or get my friggin' cookbook. It's got low-calorie, delicious meals for the big eater. We even have a meatless cookbook. So if you want your sister to have a book as well, you can get one for her. You can get this book for you. And if the training plan isn't working, you're not getting the results you want, well, I offer a free training program. All you need to do is become a newsletter subscriber. It's close to 20 pages and it's free. You only need to lift weights 2-3 times a week. Do cardio on top of that. Remember, it's all about the diet, calories in, calories out. That will dictate ultimately if you lose weight. And perhaps try to increase your NEAT, the calories you're burning when you're at rest. Rather than sitting down and watching TV, maybe go for a walk, mow the lawn, rake the leaves, I don't know, get a dog, enjoy life, move around. And so just because you have the same diet as your sister doesn't mean you're going to be the same size as your sister. If you're overweight, it automatically means, and that means every single time, that you're overeating calories. And so if you want to lose weight, you have to consume fewer calories or burn more of them off. I'd suggest a little bit of both. But please don't compare yourself to other people. Don't compare yourself to your sister and say, why is she so small? Why am I so big? Don't say that. Compare yourself to yourself. If you're not at the weight you want, you need to eat less or burn off more. It really is that simple. No one, I repeat, no one in this world, in this universe, can break the laws of thermodynamics.
In this house, we obey the laws of thermodynamics.
Hopefully you liked the video. Interested in any of the supplements we discussed today, use code GREG at 10% off. Go to hdltsubs.com or just click the link in the bio. Subscribe, click the bell button, comment for the algorithm, watch at least one of the bloops, follow me on Instagram, Doucette IB Pro, and until next time, I am out.